Right, tankers, it's Mad and welcome back. Right, I've been having a trawl through my hard drive to see what I've got still in there from the days on 360. Well, it's not a huge amount because not long after I started the channel, well, a few months after I started the channel, my original laptop died a horrible death and I lost probably half a terabyte of pretty good replays. So all I've got left on here is the end of the 360 days. Anyway, I did find one or two replays worth showing, so I'm going to show them over the next couple of weeks. But what I did notice while I was looking through the replays is my expectations of a good game seem to have changed. I mean, back on 360, just from some of the replays I've saved and what I've called them, what I now class as a good game, or what I would have classed back then as a good game, is now what I would just call an average game, and I don't even bother to save them. Yeah, so as I was saying during the week, I was getting a bit annoyed with the teams getting a bit bad. I just think also, where I have had a good spell of playing well, my expectations of myself have just got that little bit higher, and it's putting too much pressure on me. And this kind of highlights that. Anyway, out in the STA-1, Tier 8 Japanese medium tank. A few people have been asking about this lately. And the STA-1, I think... Ooh, I don't know, it's a hard choice. In terms of an all-round tank, I think the STA-1 is my favourite Tier 8 tech tree medium. But in terms of... well, there's another tank I really like, but it's extremely situational. The Object 416. Extremely high DPM, but very lacking in gun depression. Whereas the STA-1 has oodles of gun depression, and it's very low profile, good camo value, fairly mobile. The STA-1 is just a good all-round medium tank for Tier 8, and the gun is not bad at all. The STA-2 was released recently, and the STA-2 is basically an STA-1 without the top gun upgrade, I think. Yeah, so one of the better premiums. Haven't bought it myself because I have a garage full of premiums. I mean, if I had 3 or 4 hours to play World of Tanks, I could take up my whole 3 or 4 hours just by playing one game in each of my premium tanks. The amount of money I've wasted on this game. Could have bought a car with, probably, but never mind. That was my own choice. And I hope you guys enjoy watching the replays of some of the tanks that I've spent lots of money on. Anyway, yeah, back to the game. Knocked out a few shots, got a couple of kills already. Game's going not too bad at the minute. STA-1 is not the sort of tank you take up to the top of the hill. If you're on this map, guys, all too often games are lost by people in certain tanks not going up the hill. Ideally on this map, if you win the hill, you win the game. That's kind of how it happens 90% of the games. So what sort of tanks am I on about? Well, things like a T-30. The amount of times I've been on this map and our team's T-30 has gone the other way and gone and parked behind the buildings. The T-30 is kind of one of those tanks where it's in two halves. The turret is very, very, very strong, and the hull is not much better than the T-29. So, very good hold down tank. So any tank that's good as hold down should go up the hill. Doesn't matter whether it's a tank destroyer or a heavy tank, whatever it is. If you've got a strong turret, you should go up the hill and support your team and give your team as much chance to win. Yeah, so the STA-1 is not one of those. It does have a good gun mantlet, but against other top tier tanks, I think I'm top tier in this game, they will bash straight through. Things like that IS-3 that's up there, he has enough pen with the standard rounds just to auto aim at your turret. Yeah. So STA-1's not really good tank for going up there, but brilliant tank for being down here and operating on these ridge lines and using your gun depression and your view range and your camo value. And I'm still on full health. Won't be much longer if I sit in front of an ISU 152, so I'll pull back. So our guys still tussling on the hill. Trouble is, if they lose the hill now, All the enemies have to do is poke their heads over the side, and they've got easy shots onto all of us for holding up the middle of the map, and then obviously they've won the hill, then they'll win the middle, and then they'll just drive down the hill and they will kill all of your guys for hiding behind the buildings. You've probably seen it hundreds of times yourself, guys. Yep, a game can be won and lost by certain people going to just even where they go on the map, not what they do when they get there. Yeah. Right, T-32, got his side. Yeah, very good gun on this. The DPM's pretty good, the accuracy's good enough. The rate of fire, well, it was good because the DPM's good. That's where the DPM comes from. Penetration's pretty good. It was one of my most enjoyable tier 8s. It took me a long time to master it though, and I have found the harder it is for me to master a tank, the better people playing it on average, which kind of works out really, doesn't it? I think I had to do just under 5,000 damage to get the mastery in this tank. I did post the replay a long time ago. Right, game's almost done, look. Got a few kills, plenty of damage done, but we can still do plenty more. Got all my health left. I've been very careful just to make sure I use my gun depression. There is a big horrible thing sticking out the top of this turret, but on max gun depression, yeah, you can hide most of it. Anyway, looking back at the graphics, bad, aren't they now? I don't think I could play 360 anymore. Oh, here we go, we're pushed in and we get a fire. Happy days. Hey, what's that? Is that a 416? What was he doing back there? Oh, AT-15 on full health. Is he AFK? Suits me. Right, I don't know if I make a bit of a mistake here. I'm aiming for his engine to try and get a fire, but maybe I should have tracked him to get the assist points when everybody else hit him. Yeah, so I probably missed out on a few hit points there. Anyway, victory in the STA-1 on Xbox 360. Right, so there we go, 113,000 credits, nearly 6k experience for a double. There were some ops on there though. 4,380 damage and 4 kills, gives us a high caliber Confederate and a Mastery 1. Well, there we go, chaps. Let me know your thoughts on me showing some older 360 replays. I know some of you still do play on 360. I feel sorry for you guys, to be honest. It was easier to play on 360, but I do like the nice pretty graphics you get on Xbox One, and I preferred the 360 controller as well. A lot nicer to use than the Xbox One controller. Well, there we go, fellas. Give the vid a like if you did, sub if you're not, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.